So I have to say this before I start this episode that I love the UK. I love Britain. I think it's a beautiful place, right? So I kind of have to start this off by saying that because I may get hyper throughout this song talking about a few different scenarios or what these lyrics lead to, but also at the same time, I have to remember that this song is about Bia and J. Cole, and so I can't take that away from it. However, I do think I do need to give some information on Bia. Bia is signed to Pharrell's label, and it is called, I think, as Am Others or something like that. I think that's what the label is called. The label is called something very weird. So I do like that they pay homage to this song, but I also have to mention that she is under a label with her. She's under Pharrell's label, so we do have to be aware for that in times like that. But the huge label is RCA, which I think a lot of people have heard of. But I do have to mention that I think enough people know J. Cole for me not to introduce him a lot. But I will be introducing both these artists because I don't think a lot of people have heard of Bia. So we will get into all of that. Let's see if we have a word from our sponsor.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Okay, so we're first gonna look at Bia's track. How she opens up this track of the song called London, where she says she loves shopping at higher stores, and she just names like Louis Vuitton, Dior, and it kind of rhymes. But she also mentions a few other things where she says that our haters are wearing Crocs and they're short on funds, which I think it rhymes a little bit, but the scheme is there. It's not like a perfect scheme, but it is there. The scheme is there. It sounds amazing when you hear the record. And she says that when she meets guys, she is known to after they send the money, she's known to cancel. Like, I don't know if she's saying she just uses guys for the money. But that takes a closer, we would definitely look closer into that. But she also says that the person she dates has never met somebody like her, and I guess as a way she spends her money. And she says she's the future, and that's true. She could be the future in rap. There are more women in rap than ever, but at some point, people have been stricter on the women rappers that they listen to. I know a few people that don't, just because they don't feel that way. No. Okay, so I'm gonna make this as short as possible. But I think everyone is aware. I'm a huge J. Cole fan, so this is gonna be me kind of dissecting every line that he says, and it has been debunked, small clippings of it, but this is weird. So he starts us off by saying that he finally got off the G5 and one of London's most famous airports, and that's Heathrow Airport, which I find amazing because I think it's funny to me because I've always assumed, and the British people can always correct me, but I assume Heathrow is always the busiest airport because it seems like every airport that all the Americans, when they go to the UK, try to travel to, just because it's been famous. It's known for being like a famous airport. He says he looks at money the same way Mello looked at Riri, and it's at one award show where they're sitting there, and I think Rihanna's walking the stage, and there's this camera for a very slight second looks at Mello, and he just has like the hugest stare at Rihanna, like he can't imagine that it's happening. So I think that's what he's talking about. He also talks about being like Django from the movie where they did I think he was a lizard, but he did the Western style duels where you walk a couple of paces and then shoot, and whoever dies first loses. Ironically, because I don't think there were any people that survived him. He also says shopping in districts, and I think this is funny to me because a lot of Americans will say, "Well, what are districts?" It's more like cities or counties in America. Um, some people are like, "Well, why are you over explaining it?" It's just because I know. Some people are like, "What are districts?" Right? Districts are for the easiest way to do it. I'm gonna use one of hip hop's favorite. I'm gonna use hip hop's favorite. I'm going to use New York. So you have the Bronx, you have Queens, Chinatown, Queens, Brooklyn, and those would just be different places you shop in districts. So you shop in like the fashion district, the the shopping district, the food district, stuff like that. Is basically what it is. Like fish markets where you get shoes, stuff like that. Where in Chinatown, people are known to get knockoffs, right? So that's that whole concept of shopping in districts. Uh, I think that's a better way to explain it. And he says that he buys all his Benzes with cash, which which is a great thing to do. A lot of people can do it, but it's true. A lot of people say if you buy it with cash because it devalues the moment you get off the parking lot, which is true. But a lot of people can't buy it cash, so they either make payments on it or take a straight out loan, pay for the car, and then call it a day. But they still have to pay back that loan. He says a lot of your favorite rappers are capping, which I love that he always says this because a lot of people believe what rappers are doing is true. It's not entirely true. Some people play with their advance money, so I do like the way he put that in there. And he says, even the queen thinks I'm king, which I find hilarious, right? Um, because it's very rare that the queen says something, and I don't know if he said this as a joke or if it's um, as a limeskin or just something to exaggerate everything. But he says the queen even thinks I'm so, which I think is amazing because of the simple fact that it's very hard to find a queen talk about certain situations, and for her to grant you like knightship is extremely rare. It's been done every couple, maybe 50 years. I don't think there's a new knight every year. And then he says he's tipped with jokes. I don't know who this is at, right? Like, I don't know what he means by this line. But he says TIP with jokes, right? And I don't know if he's talking about T.I. or the rapper known as T.I. His shorthand sometimes is Tip. So I wonder if that's why he says he jokes with Tip. And I don't know if that's what he means or if that's like the subtle jab he was going to throw with the situation that happened with T.I. and a comedian. So I do like what he's saying. But some of these are jabs. Some of these are straight jabs. But as I said, I'm a huge fan of London. So I like that, we have artists paying respect to the British, the UK, whatever you consider yourself, British, people of the United Kingdom. I'm happy that people like this, but there are many people that will be like, well, why are we not doing it in certain countries? But I do like that they're starting. We're not rap isn't focusing on the American side of rap, but we're expanding our rap horizons to the United Kingdom. In a specific song, London, but I do like the way this is put together. It's very catchy. So a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Love Cole, no disrespect to J. Cole. His lyrics are great. Respects to London, I love it. So I'm gonna go at 8-0. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 because I do like the song, and he shows much love to London. But overall, if you haven't heard the song, I definitely go listen to it. The song is great, and I just like talking about things about the music like J. Cole, Bia, and London. So this was great to me. Hope you enjoyed it.